This video is about the experiment modeling of sequential digital system using Verilog and VHDL. The aim is to simulate the sequential circuits such as up-down counter and 4-bit shift registers using Verilog and VHDL modules. So for this we'll be requiring the Xilinx software to be installed in our desktop or laptop. The counter is a functional part of the digital computer that carries out arithmetic and logic operations on machine words that represent operands. It enables computers to perform mathematical operations on binary numbers. The control unit tells the ALU what operation to perform on that data, and ALU stores the result in an output register. In general, we have 4 shift registers: serial in, serial out, serial in, parallel out, parallel in, serial out, and parallel in, parallel out. So in serial in, serial out, we'll be giving the input in a serial fashion 1 bit at a time, and it will be shifted through the flip-flops, and we'll be receiving the output serially at the rightmost of the flip-flop. So in case we have n-bit SISO register, it will be requiring 2n-1 clock pulses to transmit 1 bit of data from the input side to the output. So here we are having 4 flip-flops. So in that case we'll be requiring 7 clock pulses for 1 bit of data to reach the output stage. In case of serial input and parallel output, we'll be giving serial input on a bit by bit basis, whereas the output will be obtained parallelly. You can access the output of each D flip-flop in parallel. So next, if we give the input as parallel input and we can obtain the output serially, so in that case all the 4 bits of input data will be given simultaneously into the shift register, and we'll be getting the output 1 bit at a time, which will be shifted as per the clock cycle. So here it stores data, shifts it on a clock by clock basis, delays by number of stages times the clock period. Then the last one, we'll be giving the input parallel to the shift register, and the output also will be obtained parallelly. So now let's see how to implement the up counter, down counter, as well as these shift registers using Verilog module and VHDL module. Now to create the Verilog module for up counter, we'll go to project and create a new source. We'll give the project name. So here we'll be writing the Verilog code. So this is the Verilog code for up counter. So here we'll be defining the input and output ports, the clock, clear signal, and the output. So the clock and clear signal we have given as inputs, and we have taken Q, a vector, as the output, 3 down to 0. This TMP is a register in which we will be storing the output. So while transferring the output to the device, only this value will actually be wired in the device. This serves as just a storage register. So here we will be giving the positive edge of the clock. Okay, so whenever we encounter the positive edge, the following code will begin to execute. So here we have given the if statement. So if clear is set, whenever we give clear signal as 1, here the temporary register TMP will be initialized to 0000. So then after that, whenever the clear signal is reset or its value is 0, then it will start counting from 0 to 1111. Okay, so this is the logic of this code. So now let's check the syntax and simulate it to see how the output turns out. So we can save it and just check syntax. So now the syntax has completed successfully. So next, okay, we'll be creating the test bench. Okay, so for that we'll go to the device, right click, go to new source, go to Verilog text fixture, give the name of the test bench, then we will be giving finish. So here I have already created the test bench, so I'm selecting the test bench over here. So this is the test bench file I've created. Okay, so now we can check syntax for this. So here the syntax has completed successfully, the behavioral check syntax. Now we can simulate to see the output. Okay. So first we'll have to set this clock. Okay, we'll give the force clock. So you'll give 1, leading edge value as 1, trailing edge value as 0, and give the period as 100 nanosecond. Give apply and OK. Now we are forcing constant of the clear signal. Okay, click on OK. Before forcing the clock value, we'll be actually initially giving the clear signal as 1. Okay, first you will have to give the clear signal as 1, then you will be forcing the clock value. First you will run it, then after that again you will reset the clear signal. So this is the procedure to be followed in order to get the output for this up counter. So now we have done these three steps. So step 1, we'll be setting the clear signal to 1. Then we'll be forcing the clock signal by giving the leading edge value and the period. Then again after running it, we'll be resetting the clear signal to 0. Then again when we run the output, we'll be getting the up counter simulated properly. So now we can see that. So the first step is forcing the value to 1. Then I'm forcing the clock value. Apply and OK. So you will run it first. Then again you will be resetting the clear signal by giving it 0. Force the value to 0. Apply and OK. Now you can run it. So you can see the value is being counted from 0 to 1. Okay, that is 0 0 0 to 1 1 1 1. So you can see the full view of it. Okay, just zoom it and see. Okay, so you can see now the counter is counting in the upward direction. So this is the Verilog simulation for up counter. So you can see for each clock pulse you are getting one count. Okay. So it keeps continuing until we give a clear signal. Now let's see how a down counter can be implemented using Verilog module. So we're writing the code, we're creating the project, and we'll be writing the code for down counter. So this is also similar to the up counter, just that we'll be initializing the value with 1111. The 4-bit temporary register will be initialized with 1111. This is the only difference between up counter and down counter. So we are checking the syntax, and the syntax has completed successfully. We don't have any errors or warnings. Now we are creating the test bench. Go to Verilog test fixture. Click next. So here you'll be selecting the counter, down counter. Click on finish. So the test bench is created. So now let's do the behavioral check. So just select the down counter test bench and double click on behavioral check syntax. The check has completed successfully. Now we can simulate the model. So as we have already done for the up counter, for the down counter also we'll be forcing the constant for clear signal first. We are giving it to 1. Okay. Then this is the clock. We are forcing the clock value. The leading edge value is given as 1, trailing edge is given as 0, and the period is set to 100. Apply and OK. So again we'll be resetting the signal. So give the value as 0, apply and OK. So now we'll run it and see how the down counter has been implemented. For each clock pulse, we can see the counter is counting downwards in the downward direction from largest value to the smallest value by 1 value. So you can zoom it and see for each clock pulse you can see the counter is counting in the downward direction from 1111 to 0000. So it keeps repeating until we give a clear signal to the counter. So this is how we'll be implementing the down counter using Verilog code. Now we'll see how to implement up counter by writing a VHDL code. So for that we'll go to project and create a new project. Okay, project new source. Select as VHDL module. Give the file name as counter. Go to next. Next. And finish it. Okay. So this is the code for up counter. Here we have given the signals, the clock signal as well as the clear signal. So we have assigned it to the ports, the input as well as the output ports over there. Clock and clear will be given as input, and Q will be given to the output port. So here we are initializing TMP with 0000. So whenever we encounter a clock pulse, the counter will be adding to 1 value. Okay, so we have checked the syntax now and we'll be simulating it. So once we have checked the syntax, we'll be creating the test bench. So for creating that, we'll go right click on the device, go to VHDL test bench, give a file name. Select the counter from here to associate the source. Click on finish. So here in this test bench, we'll be giving the clear signal over here. So first we'll be setting the clear signal, we'll be giving it as 1, then wait for 100 nanosecond, and then you will be giving the value as 0. Okay, so now we'll do the behavioral check. So it has completed successfully. Then we'll simulate the behavioral model. So now we can view the output over here. Okay, so see the full view. So we can see here for each clock pulse the counter is counting upwards by 1 value. Okay, so as we have given in the test bench, so initially the value will be 0000. Then after waiting for about 100 nanosecond, the counter will start executing once it is again reset. Once the clear signal is reset back to 0, then the counter will start to count from 000 to 1111. So this is the up counter implementation using VHDL code. Now we'll see how to simulate serial in serial out shift register by writing a Verilog code. So for that we'll be creating a new source. Go to project, new source, select a Verilog module, give a file name. So this is the same procedure as we have already done for the up counter, down counter and all those things. So here we'll be writing the Verilog code. So you can see here the clock and SI are the input and SO is the output. So both the input as well as output will be using 1 bit data over here. This Q is equal to 0. This is the vector 3 down to 0. This is used to store the 4-bit output. Okay. So whenever the positive edge of the clock is encountered, so the 1-bit input we are giving to SI will be assigned to Q3, that is the leftmost bit of the flip-flop. Then Q3 will be assigned to the next stage during the next clock pulse. Similarly, Q2 will be assigned to Q1 and Q1 will be assigned to Q0. So whatever value, whatever bit is available in Q0, that will be the output which will be getting it at SO. So this is the test bench we have created. So as usual, we'll be creating the test bench by this way. Verilog test fixture, give the test bench name. So here in this test bench, we'll be giving the SI values. So SI value is given 1001. So this will be shifted serially on a bit by bit basis through each of the stages of the flip-flop. So here you can see for each clock pulse, so during the first clock pulse, the input is given as 1, okay, here over here it is 1. So during the first clock pulse, SI value is 1 because in the test fixture we have given, we have initialized SI value as 1001, okay, during each clock pulse. So during the first clock pulse, SI value is 1. During the second clock pulse, you can see SI value is 0. Then again during the third clock pulse, SI value is again 0. Then during the fourth clock pulse, SI value is 1. So this is the input we have given to the shift register. So now the SISO shift register, you can see, even though we have given the value of 1, that is the first input bit which was given as 1, in order to receive that input at the output of the fourth flip-flop, it takes almost 3 clock pulses. Okay, so you can see 1, 2, 3 and 4. Only at the fourth clock pulse you can get the output. So the input we have given over here, okay, the 1 bit we have given here is appearing at the output only after it has been shifted along those 3 the remaining flip-flops in order to reach the output. So it takes almost 4 clock pulses for the first bit of input to reach the output. So after that you can see the next input we have given is 0. So this 0 is appearing over here. So the next input is 0. So that is again appearing over here as 0. And then the last bit sent into the register is 1. So that is again appearing over here. So this is the way how we will be shifting the data serially on a bit by bit basis using the serial in serial out shift register. Now we can see how we can write a Verilog code to simulate the serial in parallel out shift register. So this is the code. So here we are giving the input on a serial basis, on a bit by bit basis, while the output is obtained parallelly from the output of each of the flip-flop. So we'll be checking the syntax for the code we have written. We'll do the check syntax. It has completed successfully. Next we'll be creating the test bench and simulating the model. So this is the test bench we have created. So here we'll be adding these 3 lines to the test bench code. So we have given the serial input bits as 0, 1, 0, 1. So first the input will be 0. After waiting for 15 nanoseconds it will be 1. Then again after a delay it will be 0 and then it will be 1. So we'll do the behavioral check syntax now. So we are simulating the behavioral model. The syntax has been checked successfully. So this is the output waveform we've got. So you can check over here. So the input we have passed to the register is 0, 1, 0, 1. So for the first bit of the input, okay, the first bit is 0. For this first bit to appear at the output of the shift register, it takes almost, you can see, it is not being displayed immediately, but it has to be shifted across the 4 stages. So initially the value is XXXX. So then the first bit 0 is being passed on through each stage. When it crosses the 4 stages, you are getting the output as 0. Similarly for the next bit 1, okay, to be received you are actually giving it over here, and then it is received as the output. Okay, so in this way the serial input is being obtained at the output in a parallel fashion in the form of buses. Okay, now we'll see how to write a Verilog code for parallel in, parallel out shift register and see how we can simulate it. So we'll be creating a new source and we'll be writing the code over here. So clock and D are the inputs and Q is the output. So here, since we'll be giving the data, the input data parallelly, even the input will be a vector, that is 3 down to 0. So now we'll check the syntax. The syntax has been successfully checked. We'll be creating the test bench. So we are giving the input over here, okay, a 4-bit data input 1001. So this is given parallelly to the registers. So now we'll be checking the test bench code. It has been checked successfully. We'll be simulating the behavioral model. So you can see the 4-bit input which has been sent through the shift register is obtained parallelly at the output. Okay, 1001 has been obtained parallelly at the output. So thus we have simulated and verified the working of shift registers using Verilog module.